DNA and all these things have become so much more enhanced in the last, decade, 2 decades, and I think this kind of goes to prove that point in a way here, doesn't it?
That is true. And so it says that the young man was extradited back to Broward County after investigators said advances in DNA technology helped them to solve this nearly 40-year-old sexual assault of an 85-year-old. I mean, she was 85 at the time. No, she's passed. She's now died.
It's sickening.
She's now passed. And but
that's definite anger issue.
For somebody to have raped an 85-year-old.
I mean, it's completely. It's beyond anything I can comprehend. Particularly an 80-year-old. I mean, or 85-year-old.
It was 80. She was 85 at the time.
I mean, that event alone could kill her.
Right. So so here it is. His name is Gregory Rollison, 60 years old. Well, he's now 60. So I guess he was 20 at the time. Am I getting that right? So he was 20 at the time that he allegedly committed this crime and raped this 85-year-old. Right. Oh my
20
goodness.
And 45.
Yes. So he was arrested
he's
Sunday.
65 now?
He's now 60 years old.
Okay, so maybe he was 25, wasn't he?
Well, it was 40 years ago.
Uh-huh.
He was 40. It was 40 years ago.
40 years ago.
Okay, I'm sorry. So it was 20. So he was arrested Sunday and extradited from California. And where prosecutors said he's serving, and guess what? He was serving a prison sentence there. And so the Broward Sheriff's Office investigators said DNA evidence linked him back to the July 1987 attack. According to the BSO, the victim was asleep in her apartment in the 300 block of North Federal Highway at around 2 a.m. We're talking about 40 years ago, 2 a.m.
Wow.
When a man climbed the outside of the building, entered through a sliding door on an enclosed balcony, and tied her up before sexually assaulting her twice at knife point. Our victim, an 85-year-old woman, was awakened at 2:20 in the morning by a male standing over her bed. After a sexual assault, he ransacked her apartment, took $25 from her purse, sexually assaulted her a second time before leaving. Investigators said the suspect then stole items from the home and fled, with the victim unable to identify him. At the time, the case remained unsolved because investigators lacked the DNA technology needed to identify a suspect. A judge found probable cause and set Rollison's bond at $50,000 on the sexual battery charge and $80,000 on the burglary charge.
That's
correct.
It. I mean,
yeah.
I would have. I'm glad I wasn't.
If anybody want to call in and give their input on anything that we have spoken about, we broke the developing story that's happening in Jamaica right now. 2 development stories. One, a search is underway in Lacovia, St. Elizabeth, as police and residents comb sections of a river and the surrounding area for the body of a woman who was allegedly killed and dumped in the water by a former lover. So that's in St. Elizabeth, and it's ongoing right now, developing stories. So we'll keep you updated on that one. And then also the police are at the scene of a suspected suicide in the Collin Court apartment complex on Bay Farm Road, and that is in St. Andrew. 850-446-0562, 850-446-0562. And we just spoke about something right here in South Florida that's happening right now. Justice delayed.
Absolutely. I mean, and it goes right back to my point yesterday. You had made a great point that, what if somebody had been executed and then later to find out that, oh boy, it wasn't him. So, that's why I think these appeals, particularly with these older cases, are really delaying things, because there's a lot of new technology that's out there to be able to.
So thankful for this DNA. This DNA made sure that even though it was 40 years,
which
this lady,
if sure he thought he got away with that.
Exactly. Can you imagine thinking away? Okay, 40 years, and you've been able to live your life for 40 years. But I'm just sad that this lady, obviously, she passed away and did not realize or did not get to see justice before she passed. Also, July 30th, it says here, a mom was charged with murder after leaving a 1-year-old in a 117-degree car while working all day at a hospital. Now, listen, we've been seeing this too often.
Yeah, I don't. First,
This
of
is
all,
in Georgia, by the way. We've been seeing this. We don't even have to go into this too
how
much
do you
because
forget
yes,
your own child
yes,
in a car?
this is like a whole.
I mean,
This is like a whole discussion in and of itself because I know so many people just listening to our voices
makes
right
no
now
sense.
are so livid because we could have a whole entire show just going on and recalling all the instances that we have seen in
Absolutely.
across the United States
Uh-huh.
of people
everywhere.
forgetting their child or a child.
I mean, we discussed, I think, a week or two ago about a gentleman who showed up at daycare and said, "Well, where's my
Exactly.
kid?" And they
Exactly.
said, "Well, you never dropped off the
Exactly.
child." Then he went to his car, and there was the child.
And there's
in
so
the
many
back seat.
ads out there helping parents and people to not forget their child. They will say tie your shoes lace or leave one foot of your shoes at the back of the car where your child is. But can you imagine if it has to take that for you to leave your child,
Well,
for you to
I
forget your
just-
child? I bet you. And some people also say, you know what? Leave your cell phone right there in your daughter, in your child, your
in the
daughter or
child's
son,
lap.
in that
the-
child's lap.
Yeah.
And I bet you because they will not forget their phone. They will not forget their phone, but they will forget their
that's
child.
that's a good thought. Let's see if these people left their phone too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure,
Guarantee that
and the
didn't
things that
happen.
maybe not to say that they're doing this on purpose or anything, or for any ill will, but because we use our phones so often, and so chances are
like
they're going to
attached
need
to
to
the
make a
hip.
phone call. Yeah, they're going to need to make a phone call or a text, so they're going to remember and then maybe go back in their car and find that phone.
No, it every time I hear a story about somebody leaving
Mhm.
an adolescent in the car and traditionally it's in a baby seat, you know,
Right.
it blows my mind.
But I just saw this
It
one
blows my
too.
mind.
This young
Absolutely
lady
blows
left
my
her
mind.
grandma in the car. It was a Tesla vehicle. And listen,
What
she
does that
said she
mean?
left it under pet control, meaning that the vehicle would still be running,
Okay,
right?
So
I don't really know about
so
Teslas.
I'm gonna put somebody's life in
Mhm.
the hands of a computer.
Well, yes,
Give
and
me
I
a
think what
break.
happened is that she left it under pet control, so the vehicle
I
would
guess
keep
Tesla's
running.
going to get sued now.
I don't know. So the vehicle would keep running, but apparently a little after that, the car battery turned off.
Well, of course.
And this little old lady, she didn't know how to get off. Luckily,
Of course.
a police officer was nearby and started talking to her. But because she was speaking a different language, the officer was not understanding what she was trying to say. And then eventually, instead of breaking the car or anything like that, breaking the windows, the officer went and tried to find the granddaughter. And they did find the granddaughter sitting down on a bench nearby at this place and was able to go ahead and open the door. So thankfully,
she should be charged.
Thankfully, the grandma was able, her life was able to be saved. But here's this lady in Georgia. A mom was now charged with murder. This is in Georgia. A 1-year-old baby was left in a car for nearly 9 hours while his mother worked at a Georgia hospital. So here they're not saying that she forgot. Hold on, Tony. They're not saying this one that it was
she's an idiot.
forget anything.
Completely
She
idiot.
basically was saying she had to work, and so she allegedly left this 1-year-old baby in the vehicle while she worked. But guess
Intentionally.
what? But listen to this.
Intentionally?
You work at a hospital.
You said this was intentional because
We
she had
don't
to
say
work?
that. I'm just saying she
Oh.
had to work though. It says here the child was discovered by an employee walking in the hospital employee parking lot. And it says the 1-year-old baby was left in a car for nearly 9 hours while his mother worked at a Georgia hospital. Police said the car's interior reached 117 degrees
I
an
was
hour
going to say
an
at least
hour.
20.
an hour after the child was removed.
Yeah.
And the infant's mother, Deja Coleman, was arrested
Good.
on one count of murder in the 2nd degree. The boy's mother,
Right.
Deja Coleman, was was arrested, and it says and this was on Thursday, July 30th.
I don't know, more domestic violence, more forgetting children in the car.
And they
What
keep
the
doing
hell is
this,
going on
and they
with
keep doing this,
society?
and we notice we keep hearing about this happening in the
It's-
summer.
Every day.
And I mean, this year,
Every
it's
day.
like, it's been so hot. I mean, we were recently in Jamaica, and I mean, we were trying to compare and said, is the weather worse in Jamaica? I mean, the heat that I'm feeling, is it like worse in Jamaica or versus Florida? I don't know.
Well, first of all, leaving a child in either jurisdiction
It's
is not
crazy.
advisable
It's-
and absolutely negligent behavior. But
850-446-0562. That's the phone number if you want to give your input on it. Do you have a solution as to why so many people are leaving their children in their vehicles, especially in the summer? Maybe it happens in the winter, but we just don't hear about it. I don't know.
well, then
But
the freeze.
especially in, well, yeah, we're free, but
Then
we
the
have not
freeze
been
to that.
hearing about those though. But for some reason, in
We're
the
not-
summer
I don't know
and in
why.
these hot countries, like these hot states, we're talking about Georgia, Florida, and why is it happening? And how can a
Texas,
parent,
California.
how can a parent actually forget their child? I think one of them, they were saying, okay, the mother was used to taking the child, and then they asked the father to do it, and it wasn't his regular thing. So he went and he was supposed to drop the
And-
child in the morning,
And
and because he was not used to doing the drop on pickup, he forgot that he had the child in the car, and of course the child died.
Well, he's got to come up with some type of.
You think so? So you
excuse.
think it's done? I don't know.
I don't know that. Listen, I'm not saying that it's done intentionally, but I have been in that situation. I have a teenage child,
Mhm,
and I can assure you
mhm.
that not on one occasion, as that youngster was growing up, did I ever forget they were in the car. And maybe some of these people need to get up on time so they can leave on time to arrive on time.
They need to slow down.
They need to do things right. Okay. And so I've always had the expression that my dad gave me is
Mhm.
if you want to be somewhere on time, you got to leave on time.
Mhm.
You can't make it up.
But what I don't
Um,
understand, Tony,
but-
here's the thing.
leaving a child, it boggles my mind.
We hear about this so often, and guess what? This is not going to be the first. Unfortunately, this is not going to be the last of it.
No.
So people are maybe hearing our voices right now and hear us pleading to
Mhm.
parents and caretakers to not leave the child and to remember that you have a child in the back seat
How
of
could you
the
forget
vehicle.
your own
And-
child?
But what I don't understand, people will be hearing us and saying this and say, "Oh, this will never happen to
Are they
us.
forgetting their dogs?
They will never happen." People are saying right now that this will never happen to us, and they hear these stories. So my thing is that this woman who this just happened to on July 30th, I'm pretty sure she had heard stories like this before.
I'd
So
like-
how did this happen to her?
I'd like to see her timeline,
What do you mean?
meaning when she got up, when she left the home, if she was in duress to get to work, other things like that. Not as an excuse, but I would just like to compare these cases and see if there's some similarities to people who are in a rush. Because now I've never left a child in a rush. That I can
much.
tell. No, I can tell you that. But in a rush, I've left my wallet before. I've left some other things before.
But not you would have left a child. You know what? There has not counting 2026.
Let's wake
There
up
has
here.
been 17 pediatric hot car deaths in the U.S. This year so far.
That's
Yes. So
17
this
too
year,
many.
wait a minute, this year. So
17 too
there have
many.
been 17 pediatric hot car deaths in the U.S. this year so far, according to the National Safety Council. A reported 34 children died in hot cars in last year, in 2025.
Well, it looks like we're on par.
Including 2 deaths in Georgia. So for this year so far, guys, 17
Mm-hmm. We're on.
people have died in vehicles, hot car deaths. And last year there were 34, and we're already halfway through. We're now in a little bit halfway, and we're already gone to 17. So I guess the bottom line is slow down in life. That's what I'm thinking. People need to slow down. I mean, if anybody have any
If that doubles, we're looking
suggestions
at 34.
or any thing that they want to call and give an input as to why this is happening or why this happens so often. And I know maybe people are going to call and said, "Oh, this will never but I would say never ever say never. 850-446-0562. 850-446-0562. We're trying to make sure alert the massive and any if you have any quick tips that you could share for anyone to make sure that this doesn't happen. I'm wondering if maybe they have maybe a mental, or maybe it could be medical, where they have an illness where they just simply forget something. I remember one of the babysitters was supposed to pick up another child, and she asked her father to pick up the child instead. And guess what? The father is a little bit older and he has a memory issue, so he did pick up the child and he left the child in the back of the car. And the child died. And so maybe we should not be allowing people that has any, memory issues to pick up children or drop off children. I don't know.
Listen, I forget things,
right?
And I know that my friends know that, sometimes I forget things,
right?
But
you will never leave your child. You will never forget your child.
As you said, let's not use the word never.
Okay.
But the probability of me leaving my child is a remote fallacy. It wouldn't happen. it's just I don't know.
All right. So that was in Georgia. That was in Georgia. Let's see if we can go around. Let's see if we can go right around. We have about 4 minutes to go before the break. But here's another one, Tony. This one now is in Indiana. So we just left Georgia. We started out in Jamaica.
Now we're going to the Hoosier State.
We went from Jamaica, then went to Florida, then we went to Georgia. Now we're going into Porter County, Indiana. A woman is accused of stabbing her father to death and cutting out his heart.
Oh,
report says.
That's nice.
Her name is Serena Desiree Dolnix, 32 years old.
About that.
She was booked into jail early Monday, and so this happened I think July 31.
On a first-degree murder charge?
On a murder charge. It doesn't say first degree. It says here, authorities responded to a home Sunday evening for a wellness check after family members asked police to check on Gregory Dolnix. He was 70 years old. So it's alleged that his 32-year-old
killed him. Then
cut out his heart out. And of course, you know what? I read it's a very sad thing, because you know what? I read the comments. And guess what everybody was saying.
We have to start so morbid.
No, but I'm going around the globe. This is what's happening.
I know. It just, yeah.
But guess what? The number one comments was in that section. Everybody was like, "What did he do?
What did he do?"
That's what I read the comments.
You know what? Okay. What did he do? I don't know what he did, but did he deserve that? Go.
People were saying,
go to the authorities.
And I hate that they do this and
go to the authorities
and victim blame, because they kept saying it for a daughter to do this and then cut out the heart. He must have done something.
Okay, I mean that's taking it to the extreme. I can understand if you're under direct attack at the time and you neutralize that. Okay, you're done.
Honestly, I don't think people should comment like this on any like social media or anything unless they know.
Social media,
they know. No, but without social media, we wouldn't have been able to have this news,
I understand,
Tony.
But still, never.
So social media is not all bad, but I'm just thinking people should not be able to give their on this comment section. When I read the comments, people were saying, "Oh, what did he do now?" Or he maybe deserved it, but they don't know. So they were accusing, they were victim blaming, and I don't think that's wrong. I don't think that's right. So here it is. We have a minute to go, but real quick before we go, it says that family members told dispatchers that Serena Dolnix lived with her father and that she had been making odd statements whenever family asked to speak with him. We'll be right back. It's a Global Brief with yours truly, Opal Lee and
Tony Rufino.
And we'll be right back right here on the Voice of the Caribbean, 101.5 FM, HD2, and simulcasting on 96.9 FM. And we do this Mondays and Tuesdays from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. We're taking a break, and we will be right back to continue with this and other stories. So don't touch that dial. Stay with us until we get back. We have a few more things to discuss.
850-446-0562. Give us a call and give us your opinion.
Right after we come back from the break. 850-446-0562.
New Voice of the Caribbean. Better sounding radio. VP Records, in association with the Voice of the Caribbean, proudly presents the official Buju Banton Tutu Bad album signing. Join the legendary Buju Banton on Saturday, August 8th, starting at 3 p.m. at the VP Records retail store, 6022 Southwest 21st Street in Miramar. Meet Buju in person, get your copy of Tutu Bad personally signed, take a photo, and be part of this unforgettable celebration. The Voice of the Caribbean will be broadcasting exclusively, bringing you all of the excitement and live coverage. Reserve your spot today at eventbrite.com. Buju Banton Tutu Bad Florida album signing. Don't miss the official Buju Banton Tutu Bad album signing Saturday, August 8th, beginning at 3 p.m. We'll see you there.
South Florida, get ready. The Voice of the Caribbean 101.5 FM HD2 and 96.9 FM is opening up brand new advertising opportunities serving Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Palm Beach. We're offering flexible, affordable ad packages designed for local businesses ready to make big moves. Reach the Caribbean American community with music, news, and culture they trust. Call us at 954-999-0070 or 954-999-0134. And let's put your brand on the airwaves with the Voice of the Caribbean.
City of Miramar and the Jamaica Diaspora Football Federation presents Independence Football Classic 2026 on Sunday, August 16 at the Ferranza Park, 2001 Douglas Road, Miramar. 5 games, 1 day. Brazil, Peru, Jamaica, Colombia, and Trinidad. Special halftime U10 kids and a special presentation showcasing our national honorees. Gates open at 2 p.m. No igloos are allowed. Food and refreshments are on sale. Music by Roadblock Sound. That's the Independence Football Classic 2026 on Sunday, August 16 at the Ferranza Park, 2001 Douglas Road, Miramar. Admission is free.
Judah Tours, Jamaica. From the moment you land in Jamaica until the day you leave, Judah delivers safe, reliable, and affordable transportation for visitors and returning residents alike.
Whether you need airport transfers, cruise ship pickups, hotel transportation, private charters, or exciting island tours, Judah's professional team is ready to get you there comfortably and on time.
Our Judah driver was waiting for us the minute we arrived.
Professional, friendly, safe, and affordable. We use Judah all week.
I've been using Judah for over 30 years every time I travel home from the States, and they've never let me down.
Visit the website, judahkingstonchapter.com. Call via WhatsApp, 876-782-0563. Judah Tours Kingston, Jamaica. Over 50 years of safe, reliable service you can trust.
Damien Jr. Gong Marley, Stephen Martin, Burning Spear, Capleton, Sizzla, Beanie Man, Protege, Barrington Levy, and many more are set to perform on the 11th annual Jamrock Reggae Cruise, setting sail out of Miami, Florida, November 11th through the 16th. Aboard the Norwegian Joy with port stops in Falmouth and Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Be a part of the most immersive reggae cruise with 5 days of music, culture, and pure vibe. Cabins are going fast. Secure yours now at welcome-to-jamrockreggaecruise.com. That's welcome-to-jamrockreggaecruise.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from Nitsa in the Ad Council.
The voice of the Caribbean. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, and YouTube.
Welcome back to the Global Brief with yours truly, Opal Lee and
Tony Rufino.
Of course, we do this each and every Monday and Tuesday right here on the Voice of the Caribbean 101.5 FM HD2 and simulcasting on 96.9 FM. And during the program, we go around the globe to bring you up-to-date news about what is going on. And of course, we also welcome your input if you want to give your thoughts on any of the topics we speak about. And of course, the number to call in is 850-446-0562. That's 850-446-0562. Just before the break, we left off on this daughter. And this daughter, she was 32 years old, or she's 32 years old, who allegedly killed her father.
Doesn't matter how old they are. How could you do that?
Her father was 70 years old, and it's alleged that she killed him and cut out his heart. And of course, family members told dispatchers that Serena Dulnix, that's the accused,
She got psychiatric
lived
issues?
with her father, and that she had been making odd statements whenever family asked to speak with him. When officers arrived, they entered the home and found the body of Gregory Dulnix. Documents basically show that his heart was cut out, which was lying on his stomach.
So
That's
which means she had to break his chest and
Hey,
everything
well,
to
we're
get
too
in
much
there.
information. All right. So he had stab wounds on his head, hands, and arms. Officers, so the point is, I don't know what is happening around the world, around the globe, as we have been going through.
I've been saying for
parents
months,
killing children,
something
children
wrong.
killing parents,
There's something in the
partners
air.
killing partners, the ones that we are supposed to love or who we think love us and we're entrusted with. They're killing us, guys, and we don't know. It seems like this is just is it the end times? Some
firmly-
people will think that this is the end times.
No, not the end times. I firmly believe that society is not as in tune to life. I mean, it just doesn't seem to be as important as it
Right.
used to be. Everybody's just knocking off everybody.
Right. The accused was taken to the hospital for injuries to her hand before taken to jail. Serena Dulnix reportedly told police that her hand injuries came from working in her garden while using a weed whacker and a small saw.
Okay. Interesting.
Officers noted there was no garden on the
Exactly.
property. 3 bloody knives were recovered inside the home. Investigators are working to determine a
I mean,
motive.
that's like, when you do something that up close and personal to somebody, that that up close, that's something really deep and personal.
All right.
I mean, in my opinion,
It is.
That's
it is.
something really.
And where did this happen? This
deep and
happened in
personal.
Indiana. All right. So we're going
That's
around the
Hoosier
globe.
state.
Indiana. So now we're going to upstate New York. And I mean, guys, it's not like we just want to be bringing all this bad news. It is what we're seeing happening around the globe. So now we're seeing 4 children were found dead alongside their mom and grandma in an upstate New York apartment. It's believed that they were murdered while their adult relatives died by suicide. Authorities revealed
Did they
last
poison
week.
them or something?
So it's Amy Stedman, 64 years old, and her 44-year-old daughter, Sarah Myers, allegedly killed themselves in the Mechanicville, New York apartment where Myers' 4 children, Harper Harmon, 13, Hudson Harmon, 11, 10-year-old twins, Gavin and Gracelyn Harmon, were also discovered dead on June 23rd.
Nice.
Right.
Real-
So just complete travel. We won't go into too more details.
Real
It's just too
breakdown.
morbid, but
Real breakdown
just bringing
and
you
more
what is happening
morals.
around the world. All right. Here's one more thing that happened August 1st of this year, and this was in Idaho, which is the In-N-Out Burger. If you have been watching or following up, you will see. You see that gunman, that wielding
Yeah,
gunman, went in.
Fortunately, that gentleman came in
A
there.
hero civilian.
And took him out.
No. He didn't take him out.
Well, he
He fired some shots, and I think by him doing so, it may have crumbled. According to the civilian, he said it immediately crumbled after he started firing back with his pistol. So he think because he was firing those shots, and maybe he's right. And the police, I think, agree with him because the gunman, right, was not expecting somebody to be firing back at him. I think that thought of him, he then ran out.
Deceased.
He killed him. He's committed suicide.
Oh, he committed suicide.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought the other guy.
No.
took him out.
So the hero civilian, his name is Jordan Salinas. He's 35 years old. He said that he noticed Chad Williams. Chad Williams was the alleged gunman, 24 years old. He noticed him aiming his rifle at passing vehicles outside the Twin Falls fast food chain on Saturday when he decided to
Incredible.
leap into action. And so
Incredible.
3 people were killed. 7 more were injured. Of the 3 people, one of them was an employee of the In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
And of course, the gunman himself was also
Another. Who
deceased.
cares about the gunman?
Oh, really?
I could care less. One
Mm.
less scumbag on the street.
Wow.
What's the truth? You want it real? There it is, unsugar-coated.
All right, let's go back to something else now because that's too much death talk, too much morbid.
Please.
Here is this now.
Please.
Iman Shumpert. Let me see. I have a message here. Hold on.
Iman Shumpert.
All right.
Brilliant.
Iman Shumpert, right?
Shumpert.
He said, for those who don't know him, he was the ex-husband. Ex-husband? Yes, ex-husband. You know who that is, Tony?
Oh, not really, but he has a very nice name. I like that name. It's kind of cool.
Anyway, so listen.
Sounds a little.
He basically
German,
said that
Austrian.
he said he trusted his wife with everything. And he said that he will never enter marriage because marriage failed him and left him with nothing. That's what he basically said.
Okay.
What?
So, I mean, okay.
He was married to Teyana Taylor, that actress.
Okay, I do. I do.
Yeah. And so Iman Shumpert allegedly said, when I was married, I trusted my wife with everything. I loved her, so I put all my money into a joint account because I believed we were building a future together. How many people can...
Yeah, I listen, I got to be honest.
Can say the same and can relate.
I got to be honest.
What?
I would probably fall victim to something like that too.
It says, I never imagined things would end the way they did. Listen, there's two sides to this. And after our divorce was finalized, I had to give up a huge part. Right? It says, after our divorce was finalized, I had to give up a huge part of what I worked so hard for.
Mm-hmm.
She received over 25 million in cash and assets, including 10 million in cash, 4 houses worth around 10 million, a Maybach, a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, and even a tour bus. On top of that, I pay $8,000 every month in child support. And I also cover our children's school fees and medical expenses. She also kept her own businesses. When everything was settled, I was left with about $2 million and a new house. I don't believe him. Looking back, I realized I made some financial decisions probably shouldn't have. It's a hard lesson, but one I've had to live with.
Yeah, I mean that's. I don't know how. Is that in California?
Shumpert, I don't know whether, but you don't want to know if it based on the law?
Yeah, I mean, how does she walk away with about
some people? And I think she was saying there was no infidelity.
30 million in things.
And who was his attorney? Who was his attorney?
I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, there's more. Whenever you see somebody, complaining like that, there's more to the story.
Gotta be.
Because normally, well, I'll tell you about. I practice family law and in Florida, right, and in Jamaica. And normally Florida is an equitable distribution.
50-50, right?
50-50. 50-50 doesn't necessarily mean equitable doesn't necessarily mean 50-50.
Do you get to keep what you brought into the marriage?
Well, as long as it wasn't tainted, meaning as long as whatever you owned prior to the marriage did not take on any marital value. For example, you could own a property before the marriage, but you had a mortgage on that property. And so while you were married, guess what? You started using marital income to pay down that mortgage. You now make that premarital home now take on a part of like a marital attribute to it, which might be difficult. And so this for the attorneys now to go part and see what would be equitable to divide that. So not because you owned something before the marriage, it doesn't mean it will remain yours after the divorce.
Unless it's not commingled. So if he would have continued to pay that or whatever.
Well, if the house was bought cash with non-marital funds, and he had maintained it that way, and he had not used any marital funds to improve it, or to pay down any mortgage or anything like that, then yes, he would have a better argument to keep his spouse away from that. Of course, it could also, but that could be used though to see whether or not the other person is entitled to spousal support, child support, because when they're using those, because when they're using child support and spousal support, they look at the party's income and their access to funds.
That's about $100,000 a year.
What, for 8,000 per month for child support?
Well,
Listen, this man he has money. I don't believe him when he said he only has 2 million left. But let me tell you, the bad part
Maybe
about this.
cash.
The bad part about this is when I read the comments, and there are 2 comments that I'm going to say right here. Somebody says they would have found her missing, and another person said should have invested in some entity that would have had disappeared her. Now, what kind of talking? This is not a laughing matter, Tony.
No,
What kind of talk is this nonsense? To be thinking you're going to off somebody because of financial. Right, let's take it to the phone lines. Thanks for rocking with us on the Voice of the Caribbean. Caller, you're live.
Good afternoon.
All right, go ahead and call us back, 850-446-0562. We were just getting a call. Please go ahead and call us back, 850-446-0562. We're talking about Iman Shumpert, and I'm sure I'm missing the parent's name. And
I think you said it fine.
Taylor.
So they're talking about like taking her out.
That's what they're saying.
Just take her out.
Because people are saying that
now you go away for life to prison.
I mean, it's better he said, listen, he's done with marriage and he's not going to marry again. Because I've seen people say this before, that, listen, marriage has done more bad to them than good. I'm just telling you what I've heard from clients and from other people.
Of course.
That marriage has, why do people, and some people are saying if it wasn't because of their religion or whatever it is, they wouldn't even get married in the first place, because they think they're doing something wrong if they do it.
Some places you have common law.
Yes, like in Jamaica, it doesn't matter if you go before the law and marry, you have common law and the person is entitled to some if you have been living together for 5 years. Huh?
California does. I think 7 years there.
Really?
Something like that. Yeah. I know Florida does not.
Yeah, but these comments that I saw here on, were just disgusting.
Stupid.
Were very, very disgusting because
They're
people are
stupid
thinking, they
comments.
would have done something else instead of let this person go ahead and get all this. So Iman, allegedly, he said he's done with marriage now. So hey, I guess we're not going to see him married again. No, wait until somebody come and sweep him off his
He'll
feet.
be married in 2 months.
Sweep him off his feet,
He'll be married
and then
in
he's
2
going to
months.
fall so hard for that person, and maybe
do it
he
all
will.
over again.
Yeah, but he said, listen, I was married. I trusted my wife with everything. You know what? There's sometimes, and I'm thinking from the woman part of view, you'll be going through a divorce and you're like, how does this paid, or what does the person? I don't know. I left him to do everything. So even when she was working all the money,
Right.
she was just giving the money to the man to just do whatever, but let him do his manly thing. And so I don't know. Sometimes people, we want to be, what do you
In
call
control?
it? No, we don't want to be in control. Like women want to relax, but we want to be able to know that we can trust you to do the right thing. What if you leave everything up to you? We don't know how the mortgage is paid. We don't know how the light bill, the water is paid. We don't know how anything is paid. You have control of other funds. You start bringing the money all over the place, and we don't know.
But
And then-
I think that again, things are just so different these days from when I grew up. It's just
And start hiding. And by the way, a tip that I'll give people out there: if you hide monies and lie on even your financial and lie about
That's
it, and then the client and then your spouse get only a minimal, and later on it comes to fruition that you
They
really
got a big
committed a
problem.
fraud, the case can be reopened.
absolutely.
That's all I would say on that.
Now, can that
Be
can
guided
also go
accordingly.
criminal at a point?
Well, it could be.
That's
It could be.
perjury.
It could be.
Yeah.
But it's just so bad that, Iman was saying, listen, I'm done with marriage. Of course, some of the comments were like, oh, you
How
must
long
have
was he
cheated or
married?
something. I don't know, but they have 2 beautiful kids.
How do you know they're beautiful?
I mean, because I saw the kids.
Oh,
I know the kids. I mean, I see them all the time in the spotlight. And yeah. And then listen to this now. Young lawyer dumps a handsome boyfriend after falling for her killer client, then breaks him out of prison. What? What is that? It says here, and this was published July 24, 2026.
nothing.
It says Evans was at the time in a relationship with John Lockridge, a man the April 23rd.
So
and this-
she's a criminal defense attorney, fell in love with her
this was a
client.
long time ago it happened. By the way, this was like an old thing we're talking about, right?
Okay.
But it's just the fact that why do people like bad boys? Why really and truly do people like bad
I'm
boys?
a bad
Because
boy.
listen,
I'm a bad boy.
Hmm.
I am.
She was at the time involved with a John Lockridge, who back then in the years past was one of Knox Knoxville's most successful and attractive attorneys. And instead, what Mary did, she left that life behind to go on the run with her new client, a man then serving a term of 65 years and facing a possible death sentence for murder. Of course, people around her were very shocked that she did this.
I'm very shocked.
Yeah. Kirk was serving a 65-year-old term for armed robbery at Tennessee's Brushy Mountain Prison when on February 8, 1982, he and 6 other white inmates were charged with killing 2 black inmates and wounding 2 others. Mary Evans, a then 27-year-old lawyer, shocked her community by helping her client, a convicted killer, escape prison. Evans and Tim Kirk evaded capture for nearly 5 months. Guys, they only got away with it for 5 months.
Well, how long
before being arrested in Florida? They were arrested in Florida.
It's funny. Everybody comes to Florida
while reportedly holding hands.
Everybody wants to come to Florida. All these criminals want to come to Florida. I guess it's the weather.
Here was her defenses. Defense psychiatrist testified Evans suffered from mental illness and hallucinations, but a judge sentenced her to 3 years in jail. So what you see? She must have had mental issues, because why am I going to leave my good promising job as an attorney and then go run off with a convicted felon?
Well, a murder.
And she was at the time dating one of the most prominent attorneys.
When he a murderer?
What?
What is in her client?
The guy was a murderer. Exactly. He was a convicted murderer, and she chose bad life. She want bad man.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Bad man.
She want bad man. I don't know why they don't like the good men. And we're gonna have a relationship talking about all this, because it's like people just keep gravitating towards the bad men.
Well, I'm a bad man.
You're a bad man.
I'm a very bad
I don't know.
man. I'm a bad.
I don't know why that
boy.
happens. I don't know why they're just attracted to this energy, and then they complain that there's no good men out there. Women are crazy. 850-446-0562. Why they complain that there are no good men out there? I think there are lots of good men out there. You said it. In my opinion.
Women are crazy. You see? I told you.
But I do think there are very good men out there.
I knew we'd get somewhere during this program.
I do think there are good men out there, but I just think women tend to make bad choices. And I do think there are good women out there too, but men tend to make bad choices.
Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks the fence is greener on the other side, and trust me, it's not. I would much prefer to be in a stable.
You more prefer what?
Be in a stable platonic relationship than mess around with all this crap. I ain't got time for it.
Oh,
I don't.
Well, they only lasted 5 months, and not only that, their relationship would dissolve shortly after their capture. So it was like a spur of the moment. You know what I mean? I think it was just the intensity of doing it that made them feel that they were in love.
I don't know.
All right.
I think she's got psychiatric issues.
All right. Here's some good news. We're going to end with some good news here.
Oh, please.
Janine Labuzan was doing some deep ancestry research when she hit the ultimate historical jackpot. She discovered that her third great-grandfather owned over 1,300 acres of land in Mississippi, dating back to an 1840 federal land patent. And the best part, the patent specifically said the land belonged to his heirs and assigned forever. So Janine did what any rightful heir would do. She filed a lawsuit to get her family's land back from the agricultural corporations and law firms currently sitting on it. But instead of handing over the keys, the judge hit her with a massive reality check. The judge ordered Janine to sign a quitclaim deed to officially surrender her rights to the property. But Janine looked the judge in the eyes and basically said, I ain't signing nothing.
Good for her.
So what did the court do? They held her in contempt and locked this mother of 7 in federal custody for 2 straight weeks. They shuttled her across 3 different states trying to break her spirit. But when she got out 14 days later, her pen was still dry. She refused to sign away her bloodline's legacy. The judge eventually just bypassed her and signed a court order taking the land away anyway. But Janine isn't backing down. She just caught a small victory in a separate lawsuit against the federal government over another 94 acres.
Right.
So this is the length that people do to make sure to leave something for their family. And this
Correct.
woman actually read it. We need to go dig up some ancestry.com or something
That's
to
what I'm
see
gonna do as soon as I
if
get out of here.
great-great-grandmother, great-great-grandfather have some stuff left. And she was able to see this. This was for dating back, guys, to 1840. And she found out that the
But how did this,
third
I wonder how this
great-grandfather.
got fumbled in the years. You know,
What happened, right?
Yeah, it had to be some.
But I guess, you know what? This is the
fumbling that
key.
happened.
Let me make a note of this. This is the key. It says here, when she looked at the documents, it had it said there, the land belonged to his, it says heirs and assigns forever.
That's right.
So that means they weren't able to just sell
till
it
the
to
end of
other
time.
people,
It's till the
meaning
end of
it
time.
belonged to and that's what she used to bring it. But of course, the judge says no. So you're right. I don't know. We'd have to look into it to see how she was not, what happened? How did this transfer, to warranty deed, quitclaim deed going on? But guess what? Here's the thing. Here's a kicker, guys. I think she really owns this, and she and her family really owns this, because if she didn't own it, why was a judge forcing her to sign a quitclaim deed? How could you sign a quitclaim deed for something you don't own? That means, because a quitclaim deed basically says whatever interest you have. Well, you know what?
Give it up.
To be fair, a quitclaim deed doesn't really say you have an interest. It says any interest you have or may have, you're basically transferring it. That's what a quitclaim is. It's not a warranty.
You acquiesce.
And that's why normally in real estate, it's better to sign a warranty deed, because there's a warranty of what you are transferring. A quitclaim deed is not basically saying you have an asset or you have any interest. It's just saying if you have any. No, it says if, because sometimes you do.
If.
It says whatever interest you may have, you are transferring. And so the court wanted her to sign this quitclaim deed. All right, so we
you brought up a good point.
What's
So
that?
obviously, if he's doing that, he feels the potential's there that she does have some interest potentially.
Yeah, exactly. True.
But now the property's been all developed and all this, so she should be sitting back just collecting rent.
Yeah. I know we've just been dropping a lot of bombs on you guys today. A lot of news, a lot of updates, and we're about to time off. But 850-446-0562. If there's anything that piqued your interest and you want to give a quick call in, please feel free to do so. 850-446-0562. Tony, we're going to
Yes, ma'am.
pick up on this one next week. It says a married man told his female friend of 10 years that now that he's married, they could no longer text each other privately. From now on, every conversation would have to include his wife in a group chat.
Okay.
Some people praised him
What's
for
wrong with
putting
that?
clear boundaries around his marriage, while others argued that a decade-long friendship shouldn't have to change simply because he got
But
married.
that was his choice.
The
right?
decision has divided the internet
Whose
over
choice
where
was it?
loyalty ends. Is him. He decided
Okay,
to.
you know what?
So basically,
I
he has had a
applaud him.
friend.
I
Listen,
applaud
this
him.
is rubbish, and I know we're going to talk about
I
this next
applaud
time,
him.
because if you have a friend, you have a female friend, Tony, for 10 years. This person was your friend. No, it was just a platonic relationship.
I understand.
And now because so what kind of friendship was that? When know that because you're married, you're going to just tell a friend, bye-bye, I can't talk to you anymore unless I'm talking to you with my wife?
Well, I mean,
I'm going to add my wife to the group chat.
I understand that.
So basically what you're saying, when you're having a
issue with it.
friendship with someone,
I
you
don't
make
have
sure
issue.
do a disclaimer to them and say, listen, I am only going to be friends with you until I get a partner or until I'm married. That's what it basically boils down to,
Well, I don't know. I'm not in that situation, so I could.
Tony, but that's what basically they're
But
saying.
You know what? You know what though? What a stand-up guy.
He's a stand-up guy.
In my opinion, he wants things to be clear.
Tony,
He
I
wants
think I could
clarity.
see you doing that. So
He
you would
wants
say
to
you would
be
not talk to
clarity.
any females anymore. Once you're married, no
Listen,
females.
Let me tell you something. When I have a girlfriend or a significant other, I don't even give a kiss to a girl like they do down here on the cheek. I shake the hand and that's it.
Mhm.
I don't even touch them because I don't want anyone to think
You don't trust yourself?
it has nothing to do with trusting me. It has to do with respect for my partner. I respect my partner to the point where why am I gonna do that? To me, that's just the way I roll.
All right, I think we're going to
The way I
have to leave
roll.
it there. This was we're going to pick up this next week, Monday, Tuesday. Remember, we do this each and every Monday and Tuesday right here on the Voice of the Caribbean, 101.5 FM HD2 and simulcasting on 96.9 FM. You can also see this clip again on our YouTube channel and go to our website.
This is the all-new Voice of the Caribbean. Better sounding radio. WLYF 101.5 FM, HD2 Miami. Simulcasting on 96.9 FM.